Hello, this is your good friend Colette. Today looking a little bit more Turkish than usual. I look like a human again. A human. So today I'm going to talk about something that may get me in trouble, but this channel, Josh's Journeys, 0 strikes. The other one, Colette's, 2 strikes, Khalas. 3 strikes, you goodbye. No more Cohen Colette's channel. Deleted, gone. No more McKench. No more Cohen Colette's channel. Okay? If I get one more strike. So I say anything controversial, goes on this channel, I guess. So today we're talking about the bullshit dichotomy in America and the hypocrisy around it. I think a lot of Americans are like, yeah, I understand that Biden is pro-genocide, and he's like also pretty much just as bad as Trump, and he's senile, and he's not fit for the job. But I'm still voting for him because he's still better than Trump, and I think it's a very ignorant position. Let's create a better position for these people. If you really hate Trump that much, you think he's really that bad, why not, instead of sacrificing thousands of innocent Palestinians to beat Trump, just sacrifice two people, easy. Yourself and Donald Trump. Put a bullet in his brain. Like, vote with a bullet. Allah. Sure, it will be a little bit of chaos, little bit. I'm not advocating this, by the way. I don't think anyone should actually shoot Trump. But if you actually think he's really that bad, shoot him, come on. Remember what happened with Shinzo Abe? So, someone very deeply affected by his corruption on a personal level, his family was screwed over by the corruption of Shinzo Abe, made a homemade weapon, not traceable, blew out Shinzo Abe's, and he died too, and khalas, no more Shinzo Abe. And the Japanese people, they didn't take the side of Shinzo Abe. They were curious. Why did this person do this unheard of thing, assassinating this political leader? When they found out about his story, they were more sympathetic to the assassin than they were to, the corrupt politician he took out. So if you really, really hate Trump, you think he's that bad, how about instead of sacrificing Palestinian lives, sacrifice Trump's life? Because he's guilty of this. He's a very bad person in your mind. Take him out, and it costs yourself utilitarianly. It makes sense. Jeremy Bentham approved. But speaking seriously, I really don't advocate political violence unless it's, actually beneficial. I don't think one should either vote for Trump or Joe Biden. They're both absolutely reprehensible individuals. Biden representing the absolute rot at the heart of the American political machine, and Trump representing the rot at the heart of American culture generally. Because, like I say, I think as far as character is concerned, Trump is obviously the worst guy, He's a con artist, a rapist, a pedophile, everything you can say bad about a person, this is what he is. If any person could be say, well, oh yeah, he's like the Beria of America, Donald Trump. Yes, I grant that. Biden, though, he's a reprehensible individual in the context of he's a standard corrupt American politician of the variety that has propagated in the world when there is no democracy in America. Citizens United, all the context of the elimination of all the political institutions that provided what was left of democracy in the United States has been taken out. That brings me to my next topic. Julian Assange pled guilty for espionage, even though he's not an American citizen, and by any legal requisite. Nothing he did was against the law. It's not illegal to publish information that someone else leaked. Maybe there's a gray area around whether he sort of asked for it or not. It doesn't really matter though, because he's not an American citizen. He should not be subject to laws concerning espionage. He obviously pled guilty because he's been essentially tortured, held a captive, even if not directly in custody, for many, many years, subject to the most, a very, very miserable state of existence. And he got essentially time served for acquiescing to their demand of a confession. It's an extracted confession. There is no legitimacy to it. But the idea of this is not to say, oh, Assange is guilty, he served his time, justice is served. No, it's the last thread of journalistic freedom and neutrality in the United States. Freedom of speech, gone, not exist. Freedom of the press, gone, not exist. Is probably the second really devastating final nails in the coffin of democracy in my lifetime in the United States. The first one, of course, being Citizens United, when the Supreme Court essentially decided, okay, it's fine that we have unlimited anonymous corporate donors for any political campaign. That's the end of democracy, and the conviction of Assange, it's the end of, political freedom, let's say. So you could say, well, we had the right to speak out about our, corrupt oligarchy, corrupt dictatorship, what have yous before, now not so much. Because Assange, he was guilty of the crime of what? Making America embarrassed about its genocidal practices in foreign countries. Now everyone knows the Americans will kill innocent people with impunity, that they will spy on anyone, their allies, no matter what, that they're always watching. They have records of everything, essentially. If they need it, they're not always going through the data bit by bit. That would be too much. But if they need it, they have your data. You have no rights. Zero. Safa. Zero rights anywhere in the world. Because even you're not in the United States, you are in the American empire. You are in the American system. And America is trying very hard to close the lid on any resistance. The last resistance, of course, being the last push, the last coalition, the BRICS alliance, China, India, Brazil, Russia, and South Africa. And of course, all those countries are receiving propaganda nonstop from the United States how bad they are. Besides maybe Brazil, but Brazil is going to hit it. You're going to see more and more from the propaganda engine about how bad Lula is. Before you had it from, what's his name? Crazy Trump of the tropics, that we call him. Yeah, so the American empire squeezing out every last bit of resistance in anything that could be considered a rival. Its client kingdoms like the UK, France. Here's the next topic. France, same issue. Two choices. The perfect embodiment of the corruption and fascism of traditional political power, Emmanuel Macron, and the new type of fascism, which is at least making an effort to appeal to the lowest impulses of the people instead of just the casual, they're in charge, so they should be in charge kind of impulse of traditional liberal fascism. That's the conflict between two types of fascism. Lovely. The world's getting so lovely and green. I was just in France, actually, about 2 weeks ago, maybe. A little bit around that. France. I think of all the countries I've been to, that one was bottom. It's really getting to be a bad situation in France because of the fascism, the corruption of the liberal regime. You're going to choose between this, But There's always an alternative. There's always... Is the only solution. Revolution is the only solution. We should remember, get educated. Your education is your own responsibility. The education of your peers. Always keep hustling about the truth. And we're going to hopefully see it through this dark chapter in our history and carve our names in glory like great heroes of history. Julius Caesar, Vladimir Lenin, Georges Danton, these great heroes. And so this is what we need to do. Krupskaya. Oh God, I love Krupskaya. Reading about her. I'm still on stand, but I still feel bad about what happened to Krupskaya. Well, anyway. Bye.